Hey guys, what's up? This is Moxie1701 coming at you with another game console review. This time it's going to be the Bally Professional Arcade System. This console came out in 1978 and it was very powerful for its time. Inside here there is an actual arcade board. In fact, it's the same board that they used in games like Wizard of War. And there is, in fact, a game on this system, which I have, called The Magical Wizard, which is basically Wizard of War. It has the exact same sounds and pretty much the same graphics. But therein is the problem with this system. Now, I'll discuss that in a bit. First, I'm going to give you a little walk around. Here's the front end over here with a little label, which is kind of cool. The little pixelated stuff here is always nice, very nice. And yes, you might think this looks like a calculator. It is a keyboard from a calculator. Because one of the built-in games here, there's I think 3 or 4 built-in games. One of them is a calculator. Wow, like you totally need that. Anyway, here you have the reset button and the eject button. This is one of the game cartridges. I call this the mystery cart, although now I know there's the magical maze on it. As you can see, it's the size and form of an old style audio cassette. Except there's no tape in this. There's a little board. You can see the edge of the board over here. And you put it in with the board facing up. Slide in over here where it says insert cassette. And you notice they called it cassette, just like audio cassette. Push it down and it locks in. And you're ready to play. Now you see the eject. You can see a little bit of the chrome plating. A lot of it's worn off. The system is 40 years old after all. You push eject, up it pops, and you can take it off. And you can see the classic wood grain siding all the way around. It even has like a wood grain texture on it. Very cool. Very retro. Classic. You have this little cover over here, which is really cool because I don't know if you can see over here, I have my games stored on the system itself, which is very nice. Now in the back, you have 2 wires. You can see the 2 wires going off over here. One is the power, and the other one is the RF. And because this is an arcade board, they had to go with the way it was already designed. They couldn't custom design it for the cabinet, for this cabinet. So the RF modulator is over here, and the output is over here. But they had to make it somehow go to the back of the system. So it has a standard RF plug on the modulator here. And it has a cable going down to the back, coming out of the back system and going to the TV over there. The power supply too. They couldn't have just a single pin power supply because this is a arcade board. There's 2 different power outputs on the supply. I think one is 24 and one's 9 volt. So they had to have that hardwired into the system itself. So if your power supply goes, have fun finding a replacement. This system was really good, really powerful for its time, but because the board inside is an arcade board, well, that creates a problem. Heat. The arcade board was designed to go in a big cabinet with lots of air circulation and heat dissipation. Whereas you take that and cram it to a small cabinet like that, especially if you think back into the 70s. Think back to the 70s if you were alive back then. Wood grain was popular, gold trim was popular, shag carpeting was also popular. And a lot of these systems were played with the console on the floor in the living room. So when the console was placed on the floor full of shag carpeting, the ventilation on the bottom was all blocked up and it overheated and systems failed that way. But aside from that, the main reason that the system didn't do well, in my opinion, is marketing. Because this was marketed as a home computer because it had a keyboard and it came with a basic cartridge. It was not marketed as a console, and that is why it wasn't very popular. Not all the stores carried it. And in fact, the first models, the one that came out just before this one in 1977, were written Bally Home Computer. And, well, yeah. There were much better options for home computers even back then. And this was also quite expensive back then. It was like $200, $200 or $300 back in 1978. Think about that in today's money. That's a lot of money. Another weird thing about the system, this is the controller. It's a pistol grip. It's got a little switch here. And over here, I'm going to try and show you this with one hand. You see this? It has an 8-way joystick built into the top over here. And this joystick is also a paddle that you can turn. It actually fits quite comfortably in the hand. And the surprising thing about these joysticks is that they work extremely well. I was surprised. You would think this would be very awkward, but after a couple minutes getting used to it, they work extremely well. In fact, this works better than the Atari joystick, believe it or not. Now you see this has a number over here. I have 4 joysticks that came with this, and they're numbered 1 through 4. Now most of the time when you find the system in the wild, you'll find it with 2 of these controllers, number 1 and 2. It's very rare that you find the complete set with number 3 and 4. And I just happened to get one, sorry. So I guess I was lucky. And you take this cover here, and you lift it off. Put it over here. And this is where I keep all my games. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cartridges. Not bad for a beginning. And the carts look like this. You have the label on it. Panzer Attack and Red Baron. A lot of these carts have multiple games on it. You have the same plug. And you stuck it in here just like the other one. Now, some of these cartridges, this one is written Videocade over here. I have 1 or 2, if I can find it, but the label is actually upside down. Why it's upside down, I have no idea. Hold on a second. Here we go. This is the one that the label is upside down. Star Battle. I have no idea why it's upside down, but that's the way I got it. And you notice it's called Professional Videocade. The more common name this system is known by is the Astrocade. So that's probably why you haven't heard about it. I also have, hold on a second. There we go. I was lucky enough to get one of the first versions of the basic cartridge. See, Professional Arcade. Hang on, let me just focus. There we go. Expansion series. This is the basic programming cartridge. Now I'm going to try and show this to you with one hand. There we go. That's the very first basic programming cartridge. There's no input or output with for the cassette here, and there's no LED. This is the first one. This required an external adapter to load and save your programs. And this is the original manual. And as you can see, it came from CompuCenter. And back in the day, I used to work at CompuCenter, which is really, really cool. I don't know if this is one of the ones we have in the store, but it's possible. Although here in Quebec, it's English and French, and this is only English, so maybe. Or maybe they just didn't make any French versions of this. Anyway, this is the original basic programming cart that came with the system, a little gold box. All in all, this is a very, very cool system. I love it. It's fun. It's easy to play. It's also very, 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 very hard to find. If you can find one of these guys, grab it. And if you do find one of these guys, chances are it may not work, because a lot of them are prone to failure because of overheating, and the joysticks would sometimes break. So also bear in mind, this system is 40 years old. And talk to any 40-year-old person and you'll know that with age, even human beings don't work that well anymore. So this was my look at the Bally Astrocade, or Bally Astrocade, however else you want to pronounce it. I hope you found this informative, and thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, there will be videos on a couple of these games. I'm not going to show you all of them, because some of them are not that good, but I will show you some of my favorites. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.